I don't like it when people glare at me. During the channeling, the defendant saw her chance to stab the victim in the chest. There's quite a difference in height between Dr. Gray and the defendant. Add in body strength, and it seems unlikely the defendant could have stabbed the victim. Now that you mention it, yeah, I guess. You think you can get away with such flimsy reasoning? Mr. Phoenix right. Maya Fey was in the middle of channeling, was she not? When channeling with the Korean channeling technique, the medium physically changes. With the nurse's build, the defendant could have easily been a match for the doctor. I don't believe it. She even studied up on the Korean channeling technique? Like I said before, I am perfect. About what you were talking about. I didn't quite get it. Oh, never mind. Let's continue with the testimony. Of course, the victim used the last of his strength to fight back, sir. So he was stabbed, but the stab wound didn't kill him. But if you think about the blood loss, he was probably hurt pretty bad. How badly hurt would you say he was? Actually, I went to give blood the other day. And afterwards, I felt a little lighthearted and dizzy. Lightheaded even. Guess the damage was maybe about 10 times the dizziness? Sorry. While the two were fighting, the victim took out his gun. Where in the world did that pistol come from? Looks like the victim, Dr. Gray, had specifically bought it for that day. But a handgun? He got it off the black market about 2 days before the murder. Why did Dr. Gray bring a gun? Was he taking precautions against something? The victim took a shot, but because they were too close, he missed. So, you're saying that the bullet hole in this costume was made then? Sorry, pal, but yeah, that's what I think. The two of them were already fighting when a shot was fired. Maya, I'm really glad you weren't hurt. The defendant then picked up on the opening and took the victim's gun and ended it. Maya has never fired a gun before in her life. Nope, no, that's not what I wanted. But we'll go ahead and save for safety's sake. Since we're here anyway. The victim had already taken off the safety. With the safety off, even an amateur like you can fire it. Just by pulling the trigger. Even me? I wonder. Now, do you understand? Avant Karma's logic is perfect. His testimony certainly makes us look very bad. But there's gotta be a contradiction in there somewhere. And uncovering it is going to uncover the truth. I can feel it. Alright. Let's look at our evidence really quick. That doesn't help me much. I don't think. I don't quite know where to attack this from. It's not a profile thing, is it? Yeah, honestly, I'm not exactly sure where to hit this at. Because I've already pressed everything. I don't know, let's start presenting things and see what happens. Oop, that's not what I wanted. Okay, I guess that's it. Is it that he missed the shot, but I guess he didn't miss because he hit the clothing? I don't know. I'm not exactly sure how that connects. Missing the tiny hole on this costume will be the prosecution's undoing. Eh? What do you mean? This little hole has actually created a huge hole in your testimony. Explain yourself, Mr. Wright. You said the two of them were fighting when the victim fired his gun at point blank. If that were true, then where is the gunpowder burn on this costume? Gunpowder burn? This is what you testified earlier. Oh, I see. Because there's no burn, it didn't happen at point blank, I guess? When something is shot from point blank, a burn area is left around the bullet hole. Oh! But there's not a single trace of gunpowder burn on this costume. Thought he said it smelled like gunpowder. That is a very good point. And what exactly does this mean? It means that when the shot was fired, they were standing apart from each other. I'm disappointed, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You think you can punch a hole in my logic with that? With wishy-washy thinking like that, anyone can explain anything away. Then I implore you to disprove my line of thinking. Let's see. In the middle of their fight, the victim pushed the defendant away. And it was then, when they were separated, that he fired. How was that? You can't just make stuff up as you go. As if that was even possible. According to testimony, the wound from the stabbing was very severe. The victim would not have the strength to push the defendant very far after that. Ooh, she's sweating now. Well, then... That's right. The defendant must have pushed the victim away. After stabbing him, she must have put some space between the doctor and herself. And then, while she was preparing to strike again, the doctor took a shot. There, that should satisfy even you. That does make an awful lot of sense. What do you think, Mr. Wright? I must be careful. I can't afford to make a mistake here. Concentrate and think. Something doesn't make sense. There is a fatal flaw in her argument, Your Honor. Fatal? Flaw? Yo! Very interesting. I would love to see where this fatal flaw is. Show me something that contradicts my explanation. There has to be a snag in her explanation somewhere. She put some distance between them before rushing to make the final blow. And when she was about to strike, the doctor took a shot. Oh. But it's that the stabbing... Or no. Hold on. It's the autopsy saying he got stabbed and then got shot? Maybe? Hold on. I'm not exactly sure, to be honest. Take a look at this. Why are you showing this to me, pal? Prosecutor Von Karma's explanation. In this piece of evidence. Do not contradict. Huh? It looks like you need to use your brain a little more, pal. Being lectured by Gumshoe is embarrassing. Come on, hurry up and get that thinking cap on. She put some distance between them before rushing to make the final blow. And when she was about to strike, the doctor took a shot. When she was about to strike, there wasn't the burn hole, maybe? I don't know, to be honest. It's good that they're not making me get penalized in this as far as I can tell. Oh no. I'm getting flashbacks to playing the first Phoenix Wright. Oh, okay. This is the piece of evidence that destroys your logic. What is that? A folding screen? Why did you bring it into the courtroom? I would like to point the court's attention to the hole in this folding screen. Ah! It looks like you already know what I'm talking about. Who? What? Where? Mr. Wright, your explanation, please. Are these two really that clueless? The bullet went through the defendant's sleeve first, then the folding screen. It passed through at a height of approximately 8 inches off the ground, which means when the shot was fired, the defendant, was not getting ready to strike, but was actually squatting low to the ground. Order! Order! This changes everything! Please look at this diagram of the crime scene. The victim, Dr. Gray, was here when he fired the shot. And the bullet hit this folding screen. It hit at this location, about 8 inches off the ground. At this time, the defendant was in this area. Probably down over here, right? Somewhere around here. Uh-oh, the judge's face is scrunched like he just smelled some serious bad breath. Wait! I just realized I forgot to brush this morning. Excuse me while I freshen up. Sure. In the meantime, I want you to think things through again, Mr. Wright. Would it be that maybe she got pushed against the screen? She was standing here, near the folding screen. I don't know, that was pretty close. I think I should have gotten that. Wait a second. We know the defendant was close to the ground based on the height of the bullet hole. But how can you gauge the distance from that? Isn't it possible that the defendant was standing much closer to the victim? That's impossible. But why? You, of all people, should know the answer to that question, Miss Mon Karma. If she were shot from somewhere closer, there would be gunpowder burns present. However, there's nothing of the sort around the bullet hole of this costume. Ah! Curse you, Mr. Phoenix Wright, you! I believe it has now been proven that the defendant was standing a ways from the victim when she was shot at. But you do think, or do you think, this has changed the defendant's situation? Doesn't change anything. Even with that explanation, it feels like nothing has changed. But I can't give up just yet. Honestly, Your Honor, this changes everything. The prosecution has claimed that the defendant was aiming to kill by stabbing. If that were true, delivering the final strike with the knife would be ideal. However, Where and what was the defendant doing at the time? Squatting all the way by the folding screen? Exactly. If Mayafei was the real murderer, why would she be by the folding screen instead of preparing to strike? Upon further consideration, it does make very little sense. Yeah, I figured there had to be a reason. Figuring things out and proving the logic behind everything is your job. Oof. Alright. With this, the rest of the trial should be in the blast radius of disaster. You are such a smart man, Mr. Phoenix, right? To think that you've been able to take a completely hopeless case to this point. Now I know why Papa had a tough time with you. You amuse me. Ugh, of all the things to inherit, why did it have to be that smarmy smile? Detective, how dare you damage my perfect logic? Huh? How is it all my fault? You can start repairing your standing by first removing that 3-strand goatee. Oh, and rest assured your punishment will come later. Punishment? Well then, Your Honor, I think I've had all I can take of this detective's face. I think it's time to call in the next witness. Next witness? That's gotta be Lotta. Very well. The court will take a 5-minute recess. After we reconvene, we will hear from the next witness. Tune in next week for more courthouse shenanigans. And I'm gonna take a really quick break and grab some more water because I'm completely out. So I'll be right back. Alright guys, welcome back. Let's go ahead and save real quick for safety's sake. Double check that we still have audio. And we do. Phew. That was a close one. I know you were giving it your all to defend me, but I could feel the death penalty hanging in the air. I felt like I was pretty close to dying myself. But you were wonderful out there. You listened carefully, made theories, and tricked everyone into believing you. Thanks. Wait, tricked? That must be the lawyer's secret technique, right? By the way, is the next witness who I think it is? Yeah, no, it's probably that other weird girl. I'm pretty sure it's Lotta Hart. Oh, guess there's no escaping her, huh? Remember, Nick, you promised you'd save me. If you lose, me and my sis Ghost will come after you and haunt you. Your sister? Are you talking about Mystic Mia? There we go. Yeah, do you remember her, Pearly? My sister was a super good lawyer. She was also Nick's teacher. Oh, I didn't know that. Welcome back to court. Court will now reconvene. Now the first order of... Ooh! I don't want to hear it, old man. After I call my witness, sit there quietly and watch like a good little boy. Yes, sir. Bring in the photographer who witnessed the channeling. Oh, I guess it is Lotta then. Witness, your name and occupation, if you please. Hey, Phoenix, how you doing? Just fine. Sorry about this. Didn't exactly have a choice, you know? Yowza! Name and occupation. I declare, what in tarnation? Hey, Judge, this here's violence against my fair self. That's fine. That's fine. That ain't fine, that's a whip. Yeah! There's no need for foolish outcries from foolishly foolish fools. Just hurry up and testify about what happened on the day of the murder. I haven't even gotten to say my name and job yet. The name's Lotta Hart, paranormal photographer, and I'm here to testify. Now, let's all be one big happy family, okay? Please don't whip me anymore. Only the doc and the defendant went into the channeling chamber. We were waiting outside the door, and then bang, we hear this gunshot. Mr. Lawyer there broke the door down, and we rushed into the room. Inside was the dead victim and the defendant, waving a pistol around. I swear, other than those two, there was no one else in the room. I don't remember the waving the pistol around part. Did you take a picture of the scene right after the murder took place? Reckon course. Excuse me? Reckon course, it's short for you reckon, of course I did. Ah! Does it look like I care? Just hurry up and show your picture to the court. The moment of truth. What will be in that picture? Let's see here. This here's the picture. It certainly seemed that only the defendant and the victim were in that room. Lotta's photo! Are you ready, Mr. Phoenix Wright? I will clear all doubt about Maya through this cross-examination. Just watch me. I bet the key's gonna be like the last part of the whole trial. That's gonna be like the big thing, and then it's like, wait, I have this. The key to all of this, you know, and then we're gonna use the key. Only the doc and the defendant went into the channeling chamber. Was it really only those two that went in? Objection! What are you blabbering about? You were there too, were you not? Why don't you answer that yourself? Was it really just the two of them? Yes, Dr. Gray and Maya were the only two that went into the room. Hold on! We can't have the defense testifying against its own client! Anyway, folks, only the two of them went into the channeling chamber, you hear? But you knew that from the very beginning, didn't you? Witness continue. We were waiting outside the door, then bang! We hear this gunshot. Was it really a gunshot? Objection! Are you insane? You must have heard it as well. Why don't you testify for the court, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Was it really a gunshot? Yes, I think it was something that sounded like a gunshot. And why are we here listening to the defense testify? And the world becomes just a little crueler. I heard a gunshot a long time ago, so I know. And I tell you, that was a gunshot I heard. Now this is where the story heats up. Mr. Lawyer there broke the door down and we rushed into the room. So let me get this straight. This Mr. Lawyer there broke the door down. Dang it, I stopped doing that. Honestly, Mr. Phoenix Wright, why don't you tell us what happened then? Yes, Miss Von Karma? I broke the door down. Sorry. Why does this feel like an inquisition? No need for apologizing. That was great. You're a real man. Oh, really? That's something I would have liked to see. The judge is smiling rather openly. I'll take that as a good sign. And what did you see once you broke in? Inside was the dead victim and the defendant waving a pistol around. Are you sure it was the defendant, Maya Fey? Sure, I'm sure. Actually, I wanted to look at something really quick. Hold on. Oh, we'll look at that in a second. Let me look at the court record. I want to see this picture again. I want to see if there's anything that, like, really strikes me strange in here. Nothing that I'm seeing right away. Alright, let's press harder. Lotta, please think back to that day one more time. What you getting at? Remember what you said when we broke into the room. I was murdered. Lotta, at a time like this? Times like this are perfect for snapping up shots. But anyway, what's going on here? This gal? Is she Maya? When you saw the murderer at that time, you couldn't even tell if it was Maya Fey or not, am I correct? Well, you see... Order! Miss Hart, you are here to present accurate testimony. That's okay, though, because we let plenty of people lie and then change their testimonies later all the time. Yeah, sorry. Good. This shifts things back to my side. For a defense lawyer, your defense is terribly lacking, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Witness, think back to when those two entered the channeling chamber. When they entered? One of those people that entered the chamber was Maya Fey, correct? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it was Maya that went in. It looks like we've come to a collective conclusion. The person in this picture is most certainly Maya Fey. Exactly. Rats. And I'm trapped like one again. I swear, other than those two, there was no one else in the room. I think this is probably where we're going to end up attacking. Are you absolutely certain of that? Sure am, but that old witch chased us out of the room, so... Old witch? Does she mean Morgan Fey? But there was no one else in there, and you know it. The channeling chamber was very dark, almost pitch black. Was there really no one else in there? What about behind the folding screen? Or under the flooring? What about under the flooring? Did you check there? I ain't no ignoramus to make it out of here. Huh? What are you talking about? Don't what are you talking about me? Under the flooring? Come on, even a bug wouldn't crawl under that. Sorry to disappoint, but there was no secret passageway under the flooring. Oh, yeah, that was a bit far-fetched, huh? Just as I thought. There's nothing wrong with her testimony. I was with her, so I know she's telling the truth. Enough! It seems that there are no issues with Miss Hart's testimony. At the time of the crime, only two people were in the channeling chamber. The victim, Dr. Turner Gray, and the defendant, Maya Fey. The face of the defendant cannot be verified in this picture. However, if we think about the circumstances, it would have to be the defendant. What am I going to do if I just let this go? What is it, Mr. Wright? You look as if you have something to say. If I make one wrong move, I'm going to have the judge against me. Is there anything I can present that would prove it's not Maya in the photo? Yeah, let's present something. Your Honor. Mr. Wright? It is possible that the person in this photo is not the defendant. What? Do you know what you're proposing? Yeah, that's just plain fool's talk. Thanks, guys. Your show of support was just great. Now then, Mr. Wright, Please show the court some proof. Prove to this court that the person in this photo is not Mayor Fei.